Can you imagine hosting a celebration for 6 or 7 days? No wonder they were running out of wine. Back in those days, not only were the family and friends invited, but the whole town was invited, even people just passing through the town. Now, my wife and I have been married for 37 years. With that kind of celebration, I think we'd still be trying to pay it off. In today's gospel, there was a wedding. The mother of Jesus was there. Jesus and his disciples were there. Jesus' mother tells him they're running out of wine. Now, like a lot of people, probably most people, or all the people really, today we get kind of hung up when Jesus called his mother woman. Today, moms would be sort of irritated about that. But back then it was totally acceptable and was a title of respect. It's kind of calling someone ma'am today. Because our minds get stuck on the word woman, we don't really hear what's said after that. How does your concern affect me? Jesus wasn't concerned about running out of wine. His mother was. His mother's concern made Jesus react. I remember when I was a kid, my mom wanted me to do something. I told her that I wasn't going to do it, but my conscience got the better of me, and I did what she asked. I mean, let's face it, what son can say no to his mother's request? Even Jesus couldn't say no to his mother. How many times have we done things because we thought it was our job, our responsibility, our obligation? How many times do we do things because deep down we know it's the right thing to do? We know that it's something that needs to be done. Just as Jesus has many talents and gifts, boy, he had a lot of them. When he was here on earth, we are given talents by God as well. And just as Jesus used his talents and knowledge and power to help others, we're to use our God-given talents as well. The second reading talks about gifts. Gifts given to each one of us for some benefit. These gifts of wisdom, knowledge, mighty deeds, and to take a little bit further, intellect, material resources, and our personalities are not for our own personal gain only, but for the benefit of all. When we use these gifts for the benefit of all, as God intended, taking care of the people and things that God has given us is called stewardship. Maybe being a good steward isn't trying to do something special. Maybe it's just listening to ourselves, listening to our conscience, listening to our hearts. When something is telling us to act, to give, or to say something to someone that would benefit them, maybe stewardship is just using what we have and doing the right thing. How much goes on behind the scenes that we don't know about? How many things get done to our benefit without realizing it? How many benefits do we enjoy because of someone else's talents, efforts, and sacrifices that we take for granted or feel we're entitled to? How many decisions have been made by other people, our co-workers, or religious and political leaders to make things better for us, to help us reach our full potential in fulfilling our own obligations of being good stewards? How many things have been done to make things easier for us so our lives would be less difficult? That we, in turn, can make things easier for others. Look what happened at the wedding in today's gospel. Mary was concerned. It doesn't mention anything about the bride or the groom or anyone else. No one else may not have realized that there was a problem. A request was made on someone's behalf. The problem was solved without the recipients, in this case the bride and groom, even knowing about it. So when things are not going our way, when you need help, pray to God, pray to Mary for her intercessions, because what son can say no to his mother? Remember, the answer to your prayers may not happen the way you expect it, may not happen exactly the way you want it, but it may come to fruition due to a person who was just trying to do the right thing with the gifts they have been given. Now, 29 years ago, I lost my job in upstate New York. I was without a job for 11 months. Just about that time, the money in our savings and checking accounts was almost gone. I was offered a job here in Idaho. I guess you could say that I had my own wedding miracle. I'm sure you can find similar instances when you were short of money, when you were in despair, when your anxiety was at its all-time high. And out of the clear blue sky, something happened, and you were relieved of the burden. Your prayers for help were answered. So think of those instances today, at today's Eucharistic celebration, and thank God for the times when He refills your jars to the brim.